Welcome to Tales of the Lesser Medium, a podcast that pokes fun at video game narratives. Each season, me, Caleb J. Ross, and my co-host.
What we need today to spice this up. A little bit of a reach around, I would say, huh? A little reach around? Yeah?
Yep, that was my co-host, Travis Terry. An important context, we'll be taking you through the video game franchise Halo, which has the word reach in it, so you'll probably learn that later. We're going to be taking you through our favorite video game franchise narratives, interjecting with humorous skits and commentary along the way to make you laugh and to make us believe that AI companions are just like us. Translucent, tiny, sexy versions of us.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I wish I had one. A tiny, sexy, translucent version of me to molest. But today, folks, we're entering the Halo atmosphere. And don't worry, this will make more sense at the end of the episode. But if you're a Halo nerd listening to this already, you already know we have our trusty M-Spec re-entry pack on us. We're ready to go. Don't worry, we're safe. We'll crash land just fine.
Right. So this is episode 2 then, because we're re-entering with our re-entry pack, right?
Don't know why. Well, we're re-entering this podcast. It's been 8 months.
Ah, okay. You saved it. I'll let it slide. Although, hey, should I just pause every time I say reach for you to say around? Because you know you want to say it.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know that we say reach a ton in here, but yes, please, a little pause so I can say around would be nice.
All right. Although Halo Reach
around
is itself a prequel to the first game released chronologically and the premiere game of the series, Halo Combat Evolved
around.
It doesn't quite work. We still require a little backstory to get going here in this backstory of an episode. In the far future of the 26th century, humanity has expanded beyond Earth's solar system. We humans now inhabit hundreds of worlds, all under the control of the United Earth Government, the militaristic arm, as well as the United Nations Space Command, the scientific arm. Of course, humanity can't do anything without a little infighting, so various rebel factions have popped up that outright oppose those ruling factions in their outlying worlds. A program was then initiated by the scientific arm, the UNSC, to counter the threat of an all-out civil war by producing a group of biologically enhanced soldiers.
Yeah, dude, when the scientific arm, when the science folks out-military the military, that's not a good sign.
No, I mean, what's the worst going to happen? Like, guns with lab coats and glasses?
It just shoots various colors of ink pens out of it.
That is a problem, though. You're not wrong. It feels like that's still a problem. So, now, if you know jack squat about Halo,
reach around.
I don't know if. All right, we'll stop that. Or even video games in general, you likely already know that. I like how I just gave up so quick. I'm like, yeah, well, we're just gonna stop that. We're not gonna have a sidebar about this. I'm just gonna make the statement. We're not doing that anymore, there, Travis. You likely already know that the franchise is centered around such an enhanced super soldier, Master Chief, a name that has no name, like Captain Sergeant, Lieutenant Boss, Assistant Regional Manager Administrative Secretary III. He does have a real name, though, John 117, which sounds more like a Reddit screen name than an actual name. But whatevs. But anyway, more on him later. Way later.
Yeah, next episode later, we'll hear more about Master Chef, or Chief, or whatever.
For now, it's back to the backstory. See, all that expansion into space and finding new homes away from Earth was all fine and dandy. Sure, there was some infighting, a civil war threat, even culinary disagreements over the use of salt when boiling water, probably. But things were mostly under control. That is, until humans made contact with a powerful alien hegemony known as the Covenant. Humans and the Covenant, met on a distant planet that the United Earth Government had relegated strictly for agriculture, and the planet was appropriately named Harvest. In Earth terms, this encounter on an all-farm world would be like running into aliens in Wyoming. Coincidentally, there is no shortage of farmers trying to convince you that this has happened in their very own fields and to their very own rectums. Here on Harvest, humans and aliens met face to face, and we learned two things that fateful day. First, the aliens, or Covenant, are somehow more religious than the entire states of Alabama and Mississippi combined. And secondly, they're just as rude about it. The Covenant deemed the humans as, quote, unclean beings and opted to just, genocide the whole lot.
Wow. And these these aren't the digging around in rectums aliens that our granddaddies told us about either. These are the grumpy, murdering kind that just want us for our sweet, sweet resources.
But to confirm, our resources are sweet, right?
Quite. It's unfortunate that our best resources are rectums.
I've been told that about my butt. Not only were the Covenant somehow more religious than the humans, they were also far more technologically advanced, so they had some initial success in wiping out the outer colonies where humans lived. On top of that, humans, not known for the ability to apply the logic their own God gave them, continued to rebel against their own government. The same government sworn to protect them from alien terrorists. That means the UNSC had to fight a war on two fronts, against the Covenant and against their own.
Yeah, it's like when I'd get into fights at school, my mom would have to deal with me being upset and the other kid's mom being upset, and deep down she just wanted to get back to her Sally, Jesse, Raphael so she could watch other people's parents be upset.
This all took place about 30 years before the events of Halo Reach. I said I wasn't going to do it anymore. Even began. Oh. Nope, too late.
Around!
Just splice that in throughout the episode if you wouldn't mind. And over that time, the outer colonies have been ravaged by the Covenant, and the inner colonies, the ones closer to Earth, are not looking great either. The planet of Reach now remains a last military stronghold of the. You've looked ahead for. You did a control find just now.
I did. I want to fail you again.
Anyways, this specific planet now remains as the last military stronghold of the humans and is widely considered to be the only thing standing between the Covenant aliens and Earth.
Here, let me talk to the Covenant 1 sec. All right, trust me, dudes, you don't want Earth. We left it for a reason. It's covered in trash. We let it get too hot. There's poison in the water. The helicopters never work. It's a madhouse. Stay away.
Time to... I would love it if Tales of Lesser Medium episodes are part of their military debriefing. They're like, General, apparently all the helicopters don't work.
Son of a bitch.
Time to settle into the events of Halo Reach. It's 20... Damn it, I was trying to account for it, and I skipped the month. It's July 24th in the year 2552. And we're introduced to our protagonist for Halo Reach, and guess what? It's not Master Chief, John 117. Our guy in today's episode goes by the conventional Spartan code name, Spartan B312.
I get why synthetically engineered soldiers don't have traditional names, but do they all need to sound like vitamins?
Hey, some of them sound like what your annoying nephew Maxwell says when you point out a planet in the night sky. Oh, look, that's Venus. Actually, that's Mortius H3476. And when you say, oh, cool, does it count as a crime if nobody sees me punch the 13-year-old kid? And he says, actually, yes, it would. Punch.
Oh, yeah. Take that, Maxwell, you fucking child.
Yeah.
That's what I say to him.
Punch you so hard, your brain won't work anymore.
Yeah.
Which is the only thing you got going for you. Sorry about that. Spartan B312 is a member of a squad known as the Noble Team, and perhaps because he's the most recent addition to the team of 6, his call sign is Noble 6, which is much easier to say than Spartan B312 for the rest of this episode. Not as easy to say as like Dan, or even like a two-syllabled Philip, but sure, Noble 6, why not?
Yeah.
It does make it confusing, though, because we reference the Noble Team, which obviously refers to the entire team, and we'll refer to Noble 6, which refers to one man, not 6, one man. I think we should give him a new name, and that name should be not Dan or Philip, but, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty.
Oh, I love it. Or just maybe Conway.
All right, that works for me. Plus, it's already in the script, so that makes it way easier for me, too. So, Conway arrives at the UNSC outpost on Reach. This is after the camera has zoomed out from a Spartan helmet half buried in the dirt with a broken visor. It's clear that although the planet Reach may be the last military stronghold, it certainly hasn't been spared of human casualty. The war...
The speed at which you have closed the gap after Reach to not let me get my reach around in is very impressive.
And I can see your face, and I can't tell if you're actually trying to squeeze it in there or if you're just giddy at the fact that you've trained me to say it quickly. I want to say it's probably the latter.
Yeah, well, I would say a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
All right. The war or wars are here too, and the humans on Reach have suffered severe losses. At the outpost, we're introduced to Conway's comrades, the rest of the noble team, and also, I think, the name of Conway Twitty's second album.
Yeah, Conway's Comrades. Yeah, very hot album. Very hot.
The team's commanding officer is Colonel Urban Holland, and he's called the team together to investigate why the hell his mother named him Urban.
Yeah, what is he, a football coach for Ohio
That's
State?
weird. Nah, just kidding. He's called them together to investigate a sudden blackout at one of the planet's primary communications hubs. We'll get to know the other members of the team a bit throughout the story, but the first one we meet is June, the team's leader. As the team boards a Falcon, which is Halo's military name for a tandem rotor helicopter, and not an actual bird.
Oh, okay.
June pointedly reminds Conway that they are in an episode of Tales of the Lesser Medium, and so should probably not board this helicopter.
Good call.
Just kidding. June reminds Conway that they are a team and he doesn't want to see any lone wolf stuff. This insinuates that our guy Conway has been accused of doing some lone wolf stuff in the past, and, hint, hint, might have to do a little more in the future.
Aha! Chekhov's lone wolf reference. Classic. Although, I'll say, as this plays out, noble team? More like a pack of lone wolves.
All right, that's grammatically confusing. Is what Maxwell would say, not me, Caleb.
Okay.
I am totally cool with something described as lone being used as a plural. Shit, sometimes I even say the, even when following words that don't begin with a vowel sound.
Wow.
Weird, huh?
Man, my respect for your pedantism remains strong. No worries.
On their way to the communications hub, it's clear that this pack of lone wolves are expecting insurrectionists and not the Covenant for being at fault. Why would the humans, even the rebels, want to cut off Reach from communications with Earth? That would be a death sentence for everyone. No one knows for sure, but they plan to find out. And I like to imagine that plan is drawn with colorful markers using visual depictions that would make more sense on a parent's refrigerator than on a battle map. Like Kevin from Home Alone, like his map.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love Home
Yeah.
Alone and the map.
Okay, Noble 5, you swing the paint can into the short alien's face here. Then Noble 3, you find a scalp and torch it. Okay, any scalp will do. Then Noble 2, hey, Noble 2, are you even paying attention?
Sir, paying a what, sir?
Hey, paying attention. God damn it, get your hands out of your pants.
Sorry, sir. Just reaching around. Just out here reaching around. Sorry.
You can clearly see on my map that's not until trap number 4. Okay, you gotta wait. You gotta wait until the burglar has no idea that he's walking into a soldier playing with himself.
Gotta lure him into my bussy. It's a bussy trap.
Gotta get some bussy bait.
That's gonna be the name of the episode right there. Halo Reach Bussy Bait.
They land the Falcon in a rural area. I'm gonna guess it's an untrimmed bussy. But they land the Falcon in a rural area. Imagine, I don't know, Wyoming, not far from the communications hub, and start hoofing it.
On their lone wolf hooves.
Yeah, that's what wolves have. Hooves.
Oh, shit.
The hopes of engaging whoever is responsible.
Damn it.
However, all of the military guards stationed at the area are gone. All that remains are pools of blood, burning wreckage, bussy pubes.
Man, I am no detective, but I think the shit here's fucked.
Yeah, there's probably a literal reason for that, being the bussy and all.
Yeah.
A local farmer runs out and tells them he's heard screams and gunfire in the middle of the night, and whatever it was, killed his son.
Yeah, they're like, well, did you go out and to look and see what it was? And he's like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Hee-haw was on. And it was what I hadn't seen before. Plus, I don't even love my son. Okay? So, no.
Later, they find the 2 military officers stationed there had been tortured and killed. I'm just trying to use your buffer accent. Did that work? Tortured? No? Anyway.
I didn't hear nothing, man. It wasn't me. The friendly farmer? But he's holding a ball gag with chew marks on it and wearing a bloody apron. He's like, I was asleep the whole time. Sound asleep.
Hey, man, if your ball gag's got chew marks on it, you got to make that thing tighter, all right?
True.
And I'll thank you to remember that next time. Also, my safe mumble is ha ha ha. Soon after that, it becomes clear who destroyed the comms. The Covenant.
Told y'all!
Aliens pop out from their hiding spots and the noble team engage the hostile forces, and our first firefight ensues.
Yeah, the farmer is suspicious, though. He's running around with overalls with a butthole cut out. Like, he was just asking for it from the aliens.
You know, it pleases me for some reason to picture like the farmer at his crafting table in his living room, and his pants are on the table, but the butt area is spread out, and he's like manipulating his fiskers along a vaguely alien penis cross section shape, getting that hole just right. And he probably has like sewing pins like in his mouth, like 7 or 8 of them. He's like, should I add a small notch at the lower end of the hole to make room for the alien penis vein? I don't how big that. I don't know who I'm talking to. Oh man, just thinking out loud.
Just looking at his dog. His dog tilts his head. I don't know.
The Covenant forces, while technologically superior in most ways, fight very disorganized. This is to the noble team's advantage, as they are able to communicate with one another to hunt and kill every last one and clear the relay station. The Covenant were here to steal information from the relay and then destroy the facility, which they only partially did before the noble team stopped them. The team takes time to interact with more local farmers they find hiding around, and it becomes clear that these locals, while thankful for the rescue, are not fans of the Spartan military or what they stand for.
We're out here minding our own business, doing our own wacky farmer sex stuff, not bothering a soul when you ones come out here with your big guns and your rootin' tootin' hostilities and start murdering all that cute alien butt.
With the damaged communication relay, Carter, a fellow noble squad mate, contacts Colonel Holland and tells him that this wasn't the work of human rebels, but instead, bad news, the Covenant. Wah wah. The aliens are here, and they are many. This calls for the winter contingency.
Oh no, not the winter contingency! How will we survive? And somehow the farmer's just still there. He's been listening to the conversations the whole time. They're like, get out of here, man. Put your butthole up and get out of here. Come on. Who let the farmer in?
Why is he part of the conversation? Shouldn't they have put up like some yellow like barricade tape from police scenes to be like, just to give the signal like don't come in here?
Yeah, I like the idea. There's like 5-6 Marines standing around in a circle with a very serious conversation with all their face masks on and their heavy gear, and the camera pans around as they're having a serious conversation. And then the 6th one comes into view. It's just a farmer leaning on a pitchfork, just gnawing on some hay. Like, yeah, yeah. Like, how the fuck did he even get in the circle? Who let him in the circle? Winter contingency. Shit, we'll have to put up the sheep.
Do you think he thought through like his entrance into the circle? Like he was like, I'm going to slide up there, right? And I'm just gonna start nodding and saying, yep, like to make it think I know what's going on, right? And pretty soon I'll become one of them. Then I'll show my butthole through my alien hole in my pants.
Check out these holes. Check out my overalls. Check it out.
Hey, if you guys find any of them alien suckers, would you mind cutting off their penis and just let me have it for a bit? I just want to make sure it works in the pattern that I have. You know, it's one of them butthole patterns that's all the rage.
Anyway, I'm selling "Make Bussy Great Again" hats if you want one. They're red with white text. So,
I would love one. Thank you, farmer.
All right.
But don't worry, farmer dude, okay? The winter contingency isn't actually the worst option. Thankfully, they didn't go with the autumn alternative. That would have ruined harvest season for sure. The summer substitute, not a good one. No, nor did they go with the dreaded harvest season designated hitter.
Wow, that sounds like a stiff drink.
I had fun with a thesaurus for this episode. So what is the winter contingency? Is it the sacrifice of cute booty shorts in favor of Spanx or sweatpants? Yes, that is one version. Is it the foregoing of toe thong sandals in favor of wool socks decorated with seasonally appropriate candy canes or snowmen? Also, yes. Mm-hmm. It's definitely all of that. And it's also a dramatic way of letting everyone in space know that the Covenant are here and shit is about to get real. So it's not so much a contingency plan as it is a declaration to panic.
Yeah, here, Let me talk to him real quick. All right, look, nobody panic, all right? All you need to do is get your best basketball team together to face their best basketball team in a bout of Space Jam. Get this over with in a civilized manner. Bugs Bunny is immortal. Call him up. I bet he's down to pound.
Yeah, you're kind of calling attention to how stupid this is. Why is it a contingency? Like, that doesn't make... What was our first choice? I guess not being invaded was a pretty good choice. So anyway, so there's the winter. Just do your thing, and failing that, winter contingency. Got it. Okay. 2 days after the encounter at the comm station, the Noble team are assigned to defend a naval base called the Sword Base. The Covenant are attacking it, and since the facility is considered sensitive for some reason, the use of orbital strikes is prohibited. The Noble team kick alien ass all over the facility, and once again are tasked with getting a nearby comm station back online, and then have to secure an airbase so they can clear the skies with anti-ear missiles. They're not fond of people listening in on their conversations, as evidenced by the farmer. If they had the anti-ear missiles before the farmer showed up, could have taken care of the whole farmer thing. Didn't have them. Skies were full. Okay, I don't know why the skies have to be clear before they can use anti-ear missiles. Oh, it says air. Anti-air missiles.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
All right, got it. Amidst all the radio chatter and military commands, the team used their firepower to push back against the various alien threats.
Yeah, let's go over those alien threats. Let me give you a rundown of what we're up against here, all right? It's also a built-in excuse for Caleb to get a drink. All right, currently, the enemies exist in 3 main varieties, all right? You got the grunts, or what I like to call them the grunts, all right? Which are the little guys with tiny voices who comically oompa loompa around firing their guns haphazardly. Very funny. And then there's the jackals, which they're a bit taller than the and have shields that protect them and annoyingly get in the way of your sweet headshot attempts, which I hate so fucking much. And then the elites, all right? These are more humanoid in appearance and look like they're like an evil analog for our Spartan soldiers. They got heavy armor and helmets, serving as like a thick exoskeleton, and they sometimes have guns. But the zealot variety of elites, they often wield one of those glowing swords that will straight fuck you right up. So that's what we're up against here.
All right. Seems doable. At the top floor of the airbase, fellow Noble team comrade Emil is waiting. The team uses large artillery to clear the skies and drive off the Phantoms, a Covenant transport aircraft, and Banshees, their smaller and more agile attack planes. The team's offensive leads to the Covenant retreating, but before they can escape into the horizon, an orbital strike pierces their enormous flagship, and it explodes midair.
Here, let me tell them something real quick. It's Stagon!
June approaches our guy, Conway, and remarks about how beautiful the destruction of the ship looks in the distance and tells our guy, "Good work, by the way." They are then debriefed on the mission by Dr. Catherine Halsey. Halsey is an integral part of the Halo story arc. She helped create the Spartans as well as Cortana, Master Chief's trusty AI partner, and the most annoying part of your Windows interface for the last 10 years. We'll meet her later. For now, we meet Dr. Halsey, and it's a good thing June gave us some good vibes and a pat on the back earlier because Halsey is quite annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, if I created an AI that relied on the Bing search engine, I'd be annoyed too.
Fuck you, Bing.
Yeah.
After some spacey science jargon back and forth, we learned that one of her key scientists, Professor Laszlo Sorvad, died at the comm station we saved a couple of days ago. He had apparently made a significant discovery, a latchkey discovery, according to her. A discovery essential to the humans' chance of weakening the Covenant. Halsey reprimands Carter for not going after the leader and getting it back. Carter argues that data retrieval was not a command. He had direct orders to wipe out the insurgency and get the comms relay back up and running. First things first. Come on, Halsey.
Yeah, easy peasy. Carter, you were supposed to kill all the bad guys and save all the good guys, you hapless, no good piece of shit. What were you thinking?
Good news, though. Another Noble team member, Kat, had stolen the data module off of Laszlo's body. And Dr. Halsey knew this because Kat had tried to access the data on it, which triggered an alert sent to Halsey. So why did Halsey fuss at Carter for not attacking the leader to retrieve the data if she knew it was safe? The whole cutscene should have been Dr. Halsey simply asking Kat for the data module, but instead she chooses to humiliate Carter. Carter, we learn, doesn't give a fuck. After Halsey threatens to toss Kat into the brig for interfering with her work by accessing the data without Halsey's permission, Carter says,
"Maybe you can join her. We're under emergency orders. Winter contingency. Ever heard of that?"
Got her ass with the old winter contingency bit. Either way, Kat hands over the data module, and if we're lucky, later we'll find out what was on it. But the rumors are that it holds something critical to the Covenant's religion and potentially a list of names who attended Jeffrey Epstein's parties. So,
oh my God, I still can't believe Garfield was on the list, but it confirms my distrust for anyone who has such deep-rooted sexual attractions to lasagna.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Fast forward about 3 weeks. Conway and June are assigned to perform a nighttime reconnaissance mission into the Covenant's, quote, dark zone. The dark zone is simply an area that doesn't appear on the radar and has nothing to do with buttholes, Travis.
Ah, okay, all right.
But it would be nice to know what these evil alien bastards are up to, so we've sent in a pair of our elite soldiers into the dark zone for a peek. And as you'd suspect, it's lousy with bad guys lurking around. The reason this area has been hidden from surveillance is because of a stealth pylon device that emits a cloud of sorts that prevents them from being observed. Conway slaps some explosives on that, destroys it, and ventures further into the dark zone, only to realize that the Covenant infiltration goes far deeper than anyone could have expected. In fact, they discover a sizable invasion force preparing an attack. Kat orders June and Conway back to the base so they can regroup and prepare for this attack, which is predicted to come the next day. This is notable, especially considering this sorry attempt at stealthily getting a read on the Covenant has ended in quite an armed conflict of its own, with several hundred aliens getting mowed down in the ambush. And they just keep coming, endlessly. Enemy dropships are ready with several hundred more aliens to deploy. Fighting is futile. So, the team heads back to regroup and strengthen for the next day's assault.
I don't even know how you prepare for that. What do you first? They just take turns applying lots of Bengay to each other, then take some time, catch up on some 90 Day Fiance, then do a little focused meditation, then lastly, they just do the Bengay thing again.
I like to imagine they're lifting weights and they're like 8, 9, 10, and they look around, give each other a wink. 11. Yeah, we're ready. In the morning, August 12th, 2552, a massive assault force made up of the combined military branches of the UNSC are assembled to prepare for a counterattack against the Covenant. Turns out the Covenant did not rest through the night and do all that sensual Bengay stuff that the Noble team did. Instead, the aliens swept over the region en masse force, deployed numerous ground forces and installations, including what the UNSC calls deployment spires, which are multi-purpose towers that the Covenant aliens use for picking up and dropping off soldiers, and even the use of teleportation.
Ooh, like a bus stop, but for massive military assaults, but with less homeless people and probably the same smells.
The Covenant have erected 3 of these nearby, and the initial goal of the Noble team is to destroy at least one of these spires and weaken the Covenant.
Yeah, they were like, maybe we overdid it on the Bengay sessions and we should have been out here prepping for war. Dang it. Wait, June, can you get my lower back a little more? It is tight. Thank you.
I like the logic behind destroying at least one of them. They're like, should we get all 3 of them? One guy's like, nah, it's cool.
One or do you get one that'll scare them into thinking you're going to get all 3.
Yeah, you don't need
enough.
But hey, you know what? If you're in the area, go ahead and push it down. But these things are just the size of like baseball bats, right?
Yeah.
In typical Halo form, the Noble team starts with a ground-based infiltration and wipes out several Covenant enemy varieties before stealing a few of their vehicles and skittering around, bumping into trees and flipping them over because they control like ass. Who designed these things? The aliens? Yeah, I guess probably. Once many of the Covenant's ground forces have been subdued, Conway takes to the skies in an aircraft the UNSC dubs a Falcon, which once again is a fancy way of saying helicopter.
And helicopter is our fancy way of saying certain death.
From the air, Conway destroys a few of the larger installations en route to the spire, but his helicoptering luck runs out and takes significant damage, resulting in a crash landing.
Key word, though. Landing.
All right. Turns out the spires are fenced with an electromagnetic field that prevents helicopters, even the fancy ones, from getting too close.
The fancy ones, too? Fine, I guess we'll try the super fancy ones.
Wait. You're telling me that we equipped our state-of-the-art Falcon with a breathtaking off-face Sinmay church hat and exquisite Daphne below-elbow satin gloves, and still we were shot down? Do these aliens not care about elegance?
God, do they have no class?
Now it's George and Conway on foot, showing no signs of helicopter crash landing injury, by the way, heading toward the spire.
Yeah, that's one of my issues with the whole Halo franchise story arc and like the characters. There's no off-the-cuff commentary or quips about what's going on. You get that in Gears. In Gears, somebody would have been like, whoa, that's nuts. Or, geez Louise, holy shit. But in Halo, a crash landing is just like, they're just like, whatever, just move on.
The crash landing has attracted more aliens to the location, but George and Conway won't be snuffed out. They use nearby rock formations as cover and deftly outmaneuver the aliens, enter the spire at its base, wipe out all the armaments, and ascend to the top in a magical space elevator to disengage the spire shield so that it can be properly exploded. Easy peasy. Of course, the spire is crummy with alien enemies lurking behind every corner, but the team prevails. For a little extra excitement, a new Falcon helicopter has been deployed to fetch George and Conway from atop the spire, and since nothing is easy, that earlier easy peasy was sarcasm, in case you didn't pick up on that, they have to sprint and jump into the aircraft and only barely survive the jump.
Fancy-ass helicopter don't even have a goddamn ladder. Aren't Falcons known for grabbing shit out of the air? That's like the only thing I know about Falcons. Like, why name it a Falcon when it can't do basic Falcon functions? We have warp ships, laser guns. We've built colonies on distal planets. We can't make a fucking helicopter pick people up. Now that I think about it, we still have to use helicopters with blades on these planets. What's the density of the air here? You're right. I am excited now. I don't know if you ever said that I was, but if you did, you were right that I am.
All valid points. If it's not going to do Falcon stuff, they should name it an air walrus. You know? That's a thing that just hangs out and does nothing. God. But the excitement doesn't stop there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You think deactivating that single spire has swung things in the humans' favor? Wrong, you dumbass.
Huh.
As the Falcon carrying the entire team flies back toward base, the UNSC authorizes the firing of a Mac round toward the now defenseless spire. The Mac part of the Mac round, which sounds like a better name for the McDonald's hash brown, is a magnetic accelerator cannon, an extremely heavy weapon. One of the biggest ever created by humanity, as it turns out. So big, so big that only certain ships can carry it and launch it. And that ship that launches the Mac round on this day is called the UNSC Grafton. I don't know why I'm being so snooty about this. I just think it's really important that you know that I know.
Oh, fair enough.
A big beauty of a ship, by the way. A heavy frigate from the Paris class of the UNSC Navy, I'll have you know.
Okay.
How big is this big ship? We can tell you exactly how big it is, because internet nerds know no bounds when it comes to trivial matters with Halo's lore. The Grafton is 1,755 feet long and 650 feet wide and weighs 1.3 million tons.
Wow, holy shit. To add a little more context to the size of the ship, it is said to be big enough to carry almost one full-sized Elon Musk ego.
Oh, you got it. You got his ass. So, it's a big, big ship.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason the Mac round destroying the Spire was only a short-lived celebration is because immediately after the Mac round was launched toward the Spire by the UNSC, a second shot was fired. Where from? From an equally enormous enemy ship that has been hovering nearby out of sight and fully cloaked to be invisible. A Covenant supercarrier. That's what that's called. One of the largest vessel classes used by the Covenant, typically reserved for command control duties for fleets. You thought our description of the Grafton was big? You definitely thought the Grafton was big. You did. Admit it.
Okay, I did, yeah.
Thank you. It's a third of a mile long. That's as big as 6 football fields wide with the end zone.
Whoa, it's so big. It's so big, your mom comes close to gagging on it. It's so big. It's so big, its shadow almost blocks out your mom's whole entire butt. I know. Listen, it's so big, you can play you can play 6 football games on it. Well, I guess you kind of already said that one, but yeah, it's pretty big.
Right, yeah. But I don't know why I'm saying yeah to the things you said about my mom. They're true, but that's besides the point. But the Covenant supercarrier that reveals itself out of thin air is, get this, bigger.
Whoa.
It's 95,000 feet long. In fact, It's 95,013 feet and 1 inch long, by the way, which is almost 18 miles, 37,555 feet or 7 miles wide, and weighs a whopping 152 billion tons. This ship is over 50 times larger than our big ship, the Grafton.
God damn, dude. And to put that in perspective, you could fit 50 Elon Musk egos on it.
Whoa.
Your mom would gag 50 times. You could block out 50 of your mom's whole entire butts with its shadow. And it's a lot of football, too. Didn't factor that. I don't know the math on that one, but it's a lot of football.
And even crazier, as we go through the series, we'll learn that this isn't the only ship of its kind that the Covenant possesses. In fact, it's not even the biggest. However, when this big bastard materializes from its invisibility cloak, it blocks out the sky, darkening the ground to almost night. It's imposing, and it's not just that it takes up a lot of room, it also packs a punch. In a single shot, it completely destroys our now measly Grafton ship and kills all the soldiers on board.
Dude, imagine being the cocky bastards on the Grafton, the biggest ship you've ever seen. You get assigned to the Grafton, you know you're coming home to your family. Like, it's impenetrable and basically on a floating city. Then out of thin air, one 50 times bigger appears, I don't know, it just appears. It appears, it becomes uninvisible, and then it blows you to smithereens. Yeah. You know, one guy was like, hey, Dave, look, I think even your mom would gag on that one. That's a big one. Boo!
Yeah, well, this is no good.
Right.
You might be asking, why does the Covenant not just use this big old ship with its big old firepower to just destroy all of the humans on the planet?
Yeah.
Well, supposedly, the planet Reach has artifacts on it, I was close, and inside it that the Covenant desperately want. So they don't want them to be destroyed. The artifacts, it is, in case you didn't get that through me laughing. These artifacts have been used by humans to create their sophisticated AI, like the aforementioned Cortana. And if you can mine for technology that produces sexy AI, why wouldn't you just do everything you could to get it, right?
Right.
Yeah, right. Of course, the Covenant want to eradicate humanity, but they also want to get access to this ancient intact technology.
Yeah, it's like trying to peel a boiled egg and hoping to get all of the shell in one big piece.
Yeah, and then finding that boiled egg weirdly attractive for an AI woman.
Yeah,
right?
I did forget that part. You're right, yeah.
We hear over the radio dispatch that while a cloaked supercarrier is indeed bad news and certainly a grave threat, the good news is that the UNSC has deployed 60% of its force to Planet Reach, and they should arrive in the next 48 hours. The Noble team just has to hunker down with Bengay and the DVD set of Lost and wait for reinforcements. But the team isn't comfortable with idling and waiting, so they hatch a plan of their own. Fellow team member Kat has a plan.
That thing's crushing us and we're waiting for backup. They'll be backing up a graveyard.
All our nukes are either out system or went down with the ships that carried them. You're preaching to the converted.
How converted?
I know that look, Kat.
You can say no.
No.
You don't even want to hear it?
Fine, I'll hear it.
Remember that accident a couple years back? Colony ship en route to Cygnus, 700 dead.
Vaguely a slip space drive malfunction, right?
Actually, it worked fine. The drive was mounted improperly after a service haul-out. When it fired, it teleported half the ship to oblivion.
This is relevant. How?
A certain Covenant supercarrier could, with some assistance, suffer the same unfortunate accident.
Even for you, Kat, that's
Inspired?
not the word I would use.
What's going on?
Go ahead. Explain.
May I?
Don't cut yourself.
Objective: destroy Covenant carrier in geosynchronous orbit above us.
With sanctions, sir.
What do you think?
Oh,
Method: a slip space drive in lieu of the nukes we don't have. Delivery system: us. Solvable: getting us up there. That and getting our hands on a slip space drive. Thank you for sharing.
So, all we need is orbit-capable transport and the single most expensive piece of equipment made by man.
As a soldier in the field, I couldn't possibly have access to those kinds of resources. That said, a good place to look might be, I don't know, the nearest non-existent launch site in the non-existent Saber program dismissed by 3 administrations as preposterous rumor, and in which our newest member was certainly never a pilot.
You're scary. You know that.
All we need is a green light from Holland.
Good luck with that.
You're the one asking him.
Well, there's no way in hell he's going to go for this.
So, to summarize a lot of that boring military speak, which is 95% of the dialogue in any Halo game, Kat suggests a way they could destroy the Covenant supercarrier, which, by the way, has a name, the Long Night of Solace. See, the UNSC no longer possesses any tactical nuclear devices on Planet Reach. Instead, Kat proposes they use a slip space drive to create a makeshift bomb. Genius!
Oh, of course. Slip space.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely know what that is, but our listeners might not. If you could help.
Here, let me talk to him real quick. A slip space drive is a propulsion system capable of making spacecraft go real fast in space. The power it creates to do this, if harnessed for destruction, could potentially create an explosion powerful enough to do significant damage to the Long Night of Solace if they detonated in the right place. Yeah, this story has slowly turned into the first Star Wars movie, right? You know, episode 4, whatever the fuck. And our Death Star run is imminent.
Oh, man. Nanu, indeed. Several questions linger. Like, how do we get our hands on a slip space drive? And how do we make it a bomb? And how do we get it on the ship? For starters, we learned that our guy Conway was a pilot in the top-secret Sabre program, a highly confidential special forces unit of the UNSC Air Force. Maybe he could get them access to a slip drive for bomb making. After that, they'll use a captured Covenant aircraft to Trojan horse the bomb into the Long Night of Solace and detonate it. All things considered, it sounds like an okay plan.
Yeah, I mean, the Trojan horse thing worked that one time. I mean, that's why it's called the Trojan horse. Imagine if the Trojans had tried something else, like a badger, you know, and you had the Trojan badger your way into something. And it's kind of a good thing they went with horse.
Monty Python already made that joke with the rabbit.
Oh, well, I mean, it sounds like they made a Trojan rabbit joke. I'm making a Trojan badger joke.
2 days later,
I didn't mean to split hairs.
I won't badger you about it. 2 days later, they arrive at the Sabre program launch and research range. This is where Noble Six and George earn their action movie badges of honor, or badgers of honor. I really wish they were. They exit the transport chopper on a beach just a mile or so outside of the research range and are swiftly met by a large army of hostile Covenant aliens. Upon reaching the facility, they see it's been completely overrun by the enemy, as bodies of both humans and aliens can be found in every corridor. Once the facility is cleared of the remaining aliens, Conway and George commandeer a UNSC YSS-1000 Sabre, which is a fancy code name for fucking sweet space jet. It's hot off the assembly line and originally intended for inter-colony orbital defense, but Conway plans to use it to unleash some ordinary hostile rage on these goddamn infiltrating-ass aliens. He pilots the Sabre up into space and locates the problem. One of their space stations and orbital defense locations has been taken over by Covenant forces. That's how these aliens were able to take over the Sabre range without much trouble. Conway and George defend the area like a couple of star foxes and get the station back online, all in a day's work.
Hell yeah, brother, with their shirts off, fucking sweaty chests. I imagine a montage of that with CCR blasting in the background. Some folks ball, man, wave the flag. Ooh, they're real high blue. But that song would be like 700 years old in this game, but that's... I imagine they still bomb it, you know, when they're fucking doing stuff.
Classic's a classic, man.
Hell yeah.
To remind you, their mission is to get a slip space drive. The team rendezvous with the UNSC Savannah, a heavy Navy ship, and they offer to sacrifice its slip space drive for the mission. That ship won't be going anywhere for a while anyway, so we're in business. The next phase of the mission is of the Trojan horse variety.
Or badger.
They'll need to commandeer an enemy ship. They single out a Covenant ship, take out the hostile forces protecting it, and then board it. No surprises, aliens are on this alien ship. Lots of them. In fact, the Noble team systematically move through the vessel and engage the enemy over and over in tight corridors before finally reaching the control room where they can set the ship on a new path.
Yeah, and the Covenant are very disorganized. I mean, their response to their ship being infiltrated by hostile forces makes no sense. Half of them run around screaming, just cackling and screaming, firing their guns inside their own ship, willy-nilly, and the other half, with space swords, they just run and hide. Anytime the Covenant mobilize, you can hear Benny Hill music in the background almost. It's crazy.
The Covenant ship we've taken over uses the Long Night of Solace supercarrier for refueling, and that is the perfect excuse for getting near it with their makeshift bomb that hopefully someone is working on right now. Once they dock to refuel on the supercarrier, they'll detonate the bomb, thus destroying the ship and the supercarrier and lots of alien life with it.
A perfect plan.
However, things do not go as planned.
An imperfect plan.
During the fracas, the ship they commandeered took some heavy damage, which shouldn't be a surprise since they shot at it for 20 minutes before they got on it, and then another half hour shooting everything that moved inside it. There was going to be damage. What damage specifically? Well, there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is that even though the thrusters are damaged, they can still use gravity to board the ship.
Love gravity. Always have.
The bad news is that the bomb's timer is also fried, which means it will have to be detonated manually.
Hate manual detonation. Big opposer.
This observation comes from George, who volunteers himself to do it. This will be a one-way trip, a sure sacrifice.
Well, I got good news and bad news. This bird took some fire and our thruster gimbal is toast, which means the only way off this slag heap is gravity.
And the good news?
That was the good news.
At current velocity, 53 seconds to end point.
Yeah. Bad news is, timer's fried. I'm gonna have to fire it manually.
That's a one-way trip.
We all make it sooner or later. Better get going, Six. They're gonna need you down there. Listen, Reach has been good to me. Time has come to return the favor. Don't deny me this. Tell him to make it count.
Yikes!
At the end of that exchange, George carries Conway over to the edge of the carrier and tosses him out the liquid shield that divides anyone on the ship from the vastness of space. He just chunks him out the window.
Fuck him.
Conway flies backwards through space and down toward the planet Reach below. He enters its atmosphere, still falling backward, and lands somewhere in the snow-covered mountains. Did George just try to kill him? Maybe. Even if he did, it doesn't matter now, I guess. George detonated the bomb. An enormous explosion can be seen just above Conway as he plummets through space. The supercarrier is destroyed, and along with it, the attempted murderer and volunteer suicider, George. And that's not even the part we're referring to when we said, unfortunately, things don't go as planned earlier. The plan was meant to halt the alien invasion by wiping out this enormous and believed to be one-of-a-kind ship.
Yeah, the Long Night of Solace.
However, this explosion ends up attracting another enormous fleet of Covenant ships. They hyperspace to this location immediately and in imposing numbers. Wiping out the Long Night of Solace was pointless and has led to a long night of sadness.
Yeah, a sad situation for sure. But Conway doesn't seem the least bit affected, and I get it. George tried to murder him. Fuck yeah.
Other than the prospect of video game magic, you're probably wondering how Conway could survive being flung through space, entering an atmosphere, and plummeting to its rocky surface on its back, and landing with bone-shattering thud that should have left a crater and not much else. But there's an explanation. He had an ImSpec reentry pack. Now, what is an ImSpec reentry pack, you ask?
Yeah, what is an ImSpec reentry pack?
Thank you, Travis. Only the finest of UNSC military-grade reentry units. Remember that space plane that George and Conway stole earlier? Anyone who sits in a pilot's seat in one of those has one of these packs automatically hooked to them in case they need to bail out. As Conway is dropped from orbit to the surface, it somehow engages and saves his life. It's a mystery, though, and one of many throughout the series, in that you'll never see the pack hooked to Conway in the plane-stealing cutscene, and you don't see him use the pack on his plummet toward Reach's surface. It's more of a retcon explanation for how he survived. We'll allow it.
In fact, ImSpec Reentry Pack Plot Spackle is our sponsor for this episode, right?
It's happened to all of us. You're out at dinner with your family, the waiter brings you your food, and when he says, "Have a nice meal," you say, "You too." Ugh, how embarrassing. He's not having a meal, he's serving you the meal. Saying "you too" doesn't make sense in this scenario, right? And you know the waiter is going back to the kitchen and telling the entire staff about the stupid, dumb idiot who can't engage in basic conversation with a stranger. And now they're all laughing at you and pointing at you, and your family sees it. Now they start laughing at you too because they're now aware of how lame you are, and that it's your job as an ad script writer for video game themed podcast actually isn't that cool and is probably pretty sad. So your wife and your kid leave the table, and your wife starts making out with the chef. And it's not even the head chef. And then the waiter starts teaching your kid how to throw a football, which is something you should be teaching him, not this stranger. And so you just want to go back in time to fix your conversational faux pas. That's where M-Spec Reentry Pack Plot Spackle comes in to save the day. It's a real product that can really retcon any situation. I used it when my wife and kid left me for the line chef at O'Malley's Steakhouse, and yeah, maybe it's just a tube of toothpaste that I squeezed out into my hand and rubbed all over my naked body. But now that I'm in jail for indecent public exposure, I have no idea what my wife and kid are up to, which means I can imagine them still with me, waiting for me when I get out of jail in 3 to 5 years. So buy some M-Spec Reentry Pack Splot Splackle today and say goodbye to your past goodbyes.
Almost flawless until the last trip around M-Spec Reentry Pack Plot Spackle. It's so fucking
It's
hard
a bad name. It's a bad name, okay?
Wonderful product though. Goddamn, I loved it so much.
Man, definitely. Give them what's our product code? What's our promo code?
Oh yeah. Well, you.
Splackle?
Yeah, enter the promo code M-Spec Reentry Packs Plot Spackle 5 times in a row without messing it up to get yours today.
Now, Conway stands on Reach's surface, holding George's dog tags in his hand, and observes one of the planet cities, New Alexandria, is on fire and crumbling. He heads toward the city and wanders the streets looking for aliens to murder. He's hell-bent on revenge now, and is a man with no mission outside of killing all the aliens. Dead civilians litter the streets, and Covenant lurk behind every corner. Eventually, he reestablishes contact with the Noble team. They'll rendezvous atop the Traxxas Tower in the middle of the city. Civilians are taking refuge from there. From here, they'll transport survivors out of the city. Getting there isn't easy. The city is more alien than human now, and the Traxxas Tower is a tall labyrinth of elevators, staircases, and doors. Conway fights his way to the top, hops aboard a waiting Falcon aircraft, and flies out of the city. What now?
Yeah, this all seems so futile. I think we just find a new place in the solar system to settle down and start a new life.
Over the next while, Conway is ordered around the city by Kat and assists in the evacuation of civilians, deterred by the occasional harassment of pesky armed Covenant aliens. Later, Conway reunites with the rest of the Noble team, minus George, of course. It can be gleaned through conversations among the others that the humans are losing the war. Colonel Holland makes emergency contact with the team and orders them to immediately redeploy to Sword Base and destroys sensitive information. But before they can ask why, June notices several Covenant vehicles retreating from the area. Why would they do that? We find out a few seconds later, when a large explosion rocks the building they're in, the shockwaves shattering the glass sides. The Noble team scrambles and heads to the elevator and down to the building's basement level. From there, they need to run to an underground radiation bunker for safety, but as the elevator doors open, one shot rings out and Kat falls. Looking up, the Noble team sees a Covenant airship perched overhead. They return fire, but it speeds off unaffected. They drag Kat toward the bunker in hopes of saving her, but it's too late. A Covenant alien managed to get off a single needle rifle shot to the back of her head, killing her instantly.
Yeah, which is wild considering how many needle rifle shots I've taken in my Halo career, my long storied Halo career. And I've never, one shot, it just takes 15 to 25 to get me down. Must have got right in the right. Just bad luck. Just bad luck, poor gal.
Plus, shouldn't she have 9 lives?
Nah, she's a cat.
Ah, you got it. The team stays in the shelter for 3 days before exiting. They are transported back to Sword Base to destroy the sensitive information Holland was talking about. Once there, they realize the coordinates they were given were bogus. There's nothing here, just a pile of dead soldiers. Surely Holland didn't give them coordinates to see a pile of dead soldiers, since they'd already seen so many. Maybe there was something special about these dead soldiers.
Soldiers, could you head over there and look at the pile of dead soldiers? I want to see a few of them ended up in suggestive and somewhat hilarious poses. If you could go ahead and snap a few pics for that, that would be great.
If you wouldn't mind, could you slide a copy of the Twister board underneath all of these soldiers? I'd like to imagine that they probably died in the middle of a very heated round of Twister. Thank you.
would you check to see if one of those soldiers is my dad? I haven't seen my dad in a couple of days. Roger that.
Could you fish around in the pockets of most of those soldiers? Bill owes me $20, and while I don't think is dead, these soldiers are not going to be using their money, so if you could just go ahead and give me that $20, that'd be great. Also, don't tell Bill. I still want Bill to pay me. Yes, this is me just asking you to steal from corpses.
We got a farmer here asking if you could cut the butts out of the soldiers that are dead there and bring them back up to base. Over.
Say again? I think you were asking if we could cut the butts out of soldiers? The answer is no, and also, I think you knew that would be the answer.
10-4.
What if I wanted to communicate the sound?
I know, right? What is that? Is that Saving Silverman, where Jack Black is always using
I don't know.
or maybe it was Steve Zahn. I don't know. There's somebody in that movie. He always when he gets on the radio, he always squelks with his mouth. They're like, you don't have to do that.
That's awesome. I have not seen that movie.
Very good.
Sounds like I could have written it. Great.
I know. I thought you did.
Was that the one joke that was in it? Because damn it, I missed my time. Once the team realizes there's no reason for them to be here, they contact Auntie Dot, their AI. Auntie Dot tells them the coordinates have been updated, and when the team asks by who, she says it was done by an AI of unknown origin who has clearance well above her own.
Creepy. Wait, was it Siri?
Hey Siri, could you clear the WP Rocket cache from the from the website plugin, please? Thanks. Okay, all the coordinates should be updated now. Sorry for that goof. The new coordinates are 1.5 clicks east and 2,000 feet underground.
Yikes.
Realizing they didn't bring a shovel, they consider ignoring the coordinates. Probably another mistaken or even just more dead guys. Nearby, they find a tram station that leads underground. Whew. That's good. That's promising. Otherwise, roll credits, I guess. They hop inside and a screen comes on with a familiar face. Dr. Halsey.
Apologies for the unusual security measures, Commander, but the stakes demand it.
Dr. Halsey, casualty reports have you listed as...
Yes, well, as they say, news of my death has been greatly exaggerated. I only wish the same could be said of the rest of Noble Team.
We all do, ma'am.
It may please you to learn that the data module Noble 2 procured from Visegrad Station contained precisely what my scientist promised. A latchkey discovery. It has unlocked, at last, the secrets of this excavation.
Not sure I understand.
Your orders were a pretext to bring you to me and have been overridden. You are here, Team Noble, to ensure the delivery of this vital data to a secure location.
Doctor, our orders are to destroy all sensitive material.
Others will handle the demolition.
I'll need to confirm this new directive with command.
Colonel Holland will be briefed. You belong to Oni now.
So Dr. Halsey is why they're here, and apparently at some point she was rumored dead, but clearly isn't. They are to extract these sensitive artifacts, but not destroy them. Halsey pleads with them to buy her some time while she continues to decrypt the artifact's data. The artifact is now visible. It's a massive structure that's been kept in an ice cavern. The Noble Team must defend it and Dr. Halsey from the incoming Covenant, and the Covenant infiltrate the cave in waves nearly immediately. The Noble Team hold them off long enough to set up turrets that should protect them for a bit while they fall back to Halsey's lab.
Yeah, meanwhile, one guy on the team was still looking for a shovel. He's like, do we still need a shovel? I was unclear on if we really needed the shovel. I'm very much a rule follower. I'm a task man. I heard somebody say, get the shovel. I have been looking for a shovel. Yeah, I can just say stop if you want me to stop.
Did you really think you were going to have to dig 2,000 feet, man? Come on.
I didn't think I'd be fighting aliens when I woke up this morning, dude.
All right, good point, man. I'll look for the shovel with you, man. There's probably one over here. Once in her lab, Halsey explains things a bit more.
What is this stuff?
Knowledge. A birthright from an ancient civilization. This AI is its custodian, and she has chosen you as her couriers.
Chosen? By an AI?
By this AI, yes. Her measure of you carries as much weight as my own, perhaps more. You are to take her to the UNSC shipbreaking yard in Azad. There, you'll find a Halcyon-class cruiser waiting to get her off-planet.
I understand.
Do you? Mankind is outmatched. When Reach falls, and it will fall, our annihilation is all but certain. Unless we can glean from this artifact a defense against the Covenant. A game-changer. On the level of the conical bullet in the 19th century, or faster-than-light travel in the 23rd.
And what if we can't?
An apt question, if there were somewhere else to place our hope. There is not.
It's Cortana! The sexy AI we're all familiar with from the other games in the series that we haven't done an episode on yet. Halsey hands her over, or rather she hands over what embodies her in the form of a capsule, not unlike one of those you get from a bank that shoots through the tubes when you cash your paycheck, except this one glows a bit more and is highly coveted by bloodthirsty aliens.
Yeah, and isn't full of jizz like the ones from my bank. Wait, which kind of bank are we talking about here?
The Noble team are entrusted with taking Cortana with them to the UNSC's mothership, the Pillar of Autumn.
Can we stop for a minute and talk about how funny that would be for a sperm bank to have that set up where you just drive up, it shoots a thing, and you just fill a tube with jizz and shoot it back into the bank through the thing? That'd be so cool.
I want to see the angry letters written by like legitimate financial bank institutes, like lobbying the government to say, don't let them do that, because someone's gonna make a mistake. They're gonna go to the wrong bank. We don't want to deal with it, man. Come on. Man. And they're all just like fleshlights instead of
I was going to say, the end on one, like, yeah, you have to literally fuck the jizz into it. Like,
you can't, if you try to like pour a cup of it, it just oozes out the side. It's like you have to inject it in.
It has to be on purpose.
Oh, that's great. Carter, the Noble team member that was fussed at by Halsey earlier, says, "It wouldn't be a Noble team mission if it were easy." And then immediately their ship is attacked by Covenant. To ensure the safe transport of Cortana, Carter orders Emil and Conway to eject from the ship with a capsule and go on foot. As they fight past Covenant enemies on their trek through the rocky terrain, their path becomes blocked by a Scarab, which is a heavily armored all-terrain walking ship that can fire a mean-ass laser out of its facial area. It's a little much for two on-foot soldiers to handle, but Carter fulfills his noble duty as a member of the Noble team and kamikazes the ship that Emil and Conway just ejected from right into the Scarab, toppling it and clearing a path for the continued transport of Cortana.
God damn. Man, tip my hat to that. That's super brave. We've lost a lot of good soldiers on this journey so far. First, George, who, again, tried to murder Conway. I'm going to let it slide, but he did try to do that. And then Kat, who technically has 8 lives left. We'll see. And now Carter. So we're down to a Noble 3, Emil, Conway, and June. Just, I'm sure people at home got their scorecards out. You can go ahead and make sure that you're keeping track and that you're correct.
Emil and Conway march on toward the Pillar of Autumn, fighting hundreds of Covenant aliens on the way. Once at the Pillar of Autumn, Captain Jacob Keyes arrives to accept the delivery of Cortana from Conway. Our mission is complete. Woo! We've handled our end of the bargain and safely delivered the AI. Roll them credits! No. Before the captain can take off in his ship, a Covenant battlecruiser shows up and prepares to fire on the Autumn. Simultaneously, a Covenant dropship deploys several sentries that swarm Emil. He kills one with a shotgun blast to the face, but a second rams his glowy sword through his abdomen, killing him.
Shit. Down to 2. Where's June? Protecting Halsey.
Conway is now alone, but has a choice. The Marines on Captain Keyes' ship beckon him aboard so they can return his ship to the Pillar of Autumn, but Conway doesn't like that plan. See, Emil had been manning an accelerator cannon that was doing a good job of defending the skies while Conway delivered the AI to Keyes. But with Emil gone and no one to man the cannon, it's unlikely the Pillar of Autumn would ever escape the Covenant onslaught. If the Autumn and the AI are to get out of here safely, then Conway needs to stay and man the cannon to defend Keyes' return to the Autumn and the Autumn's exit from the area.
Oh my God. I am on the edge of my seat. 1 sec. Sorry, I was sitting weird. Okay, now I'm back into my seat normally. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Keyes and his ship return safely to the Autumn, with Conway providing cover fire. Then, as the Autumn prepares its escape, the Covenant battlecruiser prepares to fire its weapon, but Conway lines up the accelerator cannon just in time to wipe it out of the sky, allowing the Autumn a safe liftoff and exit.
Hello, darling. That's my boy Conway. Hell yeah, brother. Woo!
Mission accomplished. A radio communication can be heard.
This is the Pillar of Autumn. We're away. The package is with us.
Oh, hell yeah. We did it. We saved the galaxy from the Covenant. Thank God. No more Halo.
In a final cutscene, we see the beginning of the opening sequence of Halo Combat Evolved Around, which we will cover next episode. The Pillar of Autumn comes out of slipspace, and Captain Keyes asks if they have evaded the Covenant, to which Cortana replies, I think we both know the answer to that.
That's right. The answer is yes, we got it.
Yeah. Well, I have bad news for you, Travis. But I think you already know it since we have 3 more episodes to go. After the credits, Conway remains in the same location where the Pillar of Autumn lifted off. He's alone, remember. He's swarmed by Covenant forces and puts up a good fight, but then we see him drop to his knees and remove his now damaged helmet from his head. He fights a few more soldiers by hand, but is overwhelmed and stabbed to death.
Oh, you're kidding me. I turned the game off by this point. Victory was ours. You're telling me Conway Twitty is dead.
It's sad but true, yeah.
God damn.
In the epilogue, we flash forward 30 years, and this location where the fighting took place has grown over and is nothing more than a barren field. But Conway's helmet remains where it fell. Dr. Halsey provides an eulogy to the noble team.
Which is weird, because June survived, but oh well, fuck him for not making a bigger sacrifice.
It didn't take long for Reach to fall. Our enemy was ruthless, efficient, but they weren't nearly fast enough. For you had already passed the torch, and because of you, we found Halo, unlocked its secrets, shattered our enemy's resolve. Our victory, your victory, was so close, I wish you could have lived to see it. But you belong to Reach. Your body, your armor, all burned and turned to glass. Everything. Except your courage. That you gave to us. And with it, we can rebuild.
In the distance, a ship can be seen offloading humans as efforts to recolonize Reach have begun. The end.
Reach around. Yes. We did it. We made it to the end of the first game. We got a lot more Halo to go. I mean, this is just, we're doing the first, I don't know if we announced this at the gate, but we're doing the first, technically for Reach 1, 2, 3, and I think around Halo 4 it starts like a new kind of story. So, so far so good. You know, I played the games, when I play them, honestly the story is a little stale and boring to me in the moment. I just like to shoot stuff. But now that I've dug into the story, I do find it a bit more compelling than I might have originally expected it to be. I'll be honest. There's a little more there than I thought. So, yeah, I guess we're set up for the big one. Now, you know, Halo Combat Evolved's the one that everybody on Earth has played that, whether you know, everyone associates it typically with Mountain Dew, Doritos, and a big sleepover with their buds, whether it was high school or college, at least in our generation of people. I'm sure that's an experience that was shared by many of our generation. But Halo Reach, yeah, a bit unsung, I think. But I do think it's a solid entry.
Yeah, nice. Well, the story sounds great, especially read by myself and you. So
yeah.
Lucky you, listeners.
Yeah, take that, listeners, you sons of bitches. But we'll be back next week if things go as planned for Halo Combat Evolved. That's going to be it for this game. So thanks everyone for listening. Be sure to subscribe. You need to subscribe because if you don't, you forget about us. We're too inconsistent to stay on your mind. You need to subscribe. That way when it pops up on your feed, you're like, oh shit, right, that's right. These guys are still alive. And so that'll be a good way for you to remember us. And then we'll be releasing the season's episodes a week apart. So next week, Halo Combat Evolved in your feed. Subscribe, you'll get it. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And you know what you should do is you should rate and review us and say something about how cool it is that we made another episode and we didn't get into a helicopter and die. That'd be great. We need more reviews because we want to read them out as our favorite characters. Our favorite characters, not your favorite characters. We don't care about you. We want to read them out in the voices we like to make. So please, rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. And you can also reach out to us on the X's or the Twitters. The show is at Tales Lesser and Travis is at Trav Plays Games. And I'm not on Twitter anymore. They kicked me out.
They
I'm
did.
not cool enough.
But Caleb, I do think I think you should say, you should lead people to, you've been doing some stuff with rock climbing. It's not video game related necessarily, but you're still creating content. Let the folks know.
Oh, yeah. I'm still out there. You can find me on YouTube at Caleb J. Ross, CalebJRoss. You can find me on Instagram at the same thing. But yeah, posting pics of me doing some rock climbing stuff. So in between playing video games and recording tales, I climb fake rocks on indoor walls because I know how to party.
Hell yeah, you do, brother. And good job out there doing it. I saw your hands are all screwed up. That's got to be great.
Yeah, it's super great, man. I get blood on places that I don't mean to get blood on all the time.
That might be... I'm hoping that's related. I'll say that. I was trying to vamp to see if I could find if we had any reviews to read out here, and we don't. But if you would like to review us, especially on Apple Podcast or any medium, do so. We'll read them out here before the show wraps up. But you can also send us an angry email about anything we got wrong to polykillpodcast@gmail.com. And we'll be sure to delete those in favor of ones that say nice things. You can also head over to polymedianetwork.com for more stuff. We got a lot of other podcasts over there you can check out. And we want to shout out Brad Sucks for our intro and outro theme.
And as always, thank you for listening, and thank you for getting this far into this episode. We're as surprised as you are. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and the tale has been told.